It has been 7 days since I started using Bumble BFF. If you haven't seen my first video when I'm sharing my experience after using the app for only 2 days, here's the quick recap. So I essentially cover some of the basics of how to set up the account, which was, by the way, super easy to do, and some of the things regarding the rules, the policies in the app, such as, how many likes you can do on a free account, because I'm using a free account, I'm not paying for that, how quickly you can start the conversation, all this stuff. So it's super easy, super intuitive, and I start talking to people almost immediately. And I actually had a friend date scheduled already after just talking for 1 day. We had a date this past Sunday, and here I am updating you on how that went. In a nutshell, the first ever date scheduled through Bumble BFF went pretty freaking amazing. We clicked almost immediately. We talked the entire time. The time just flew by. Just to point out, we actually started talking on the app, and on the same day as we first matched, we started the conversation going. It was flowing nicely and easily. It didn't feel forced, didn't feel fake. And because we had a common goal in meeting people in real life, we kind of just scheduled something very fast and exchanged the numbers, and we made it happen. We chose the time, the place, the date, and we met in a local coffee shop that we both liked. We clicked almost immediately. We're talking about all the things I love to talk about: family, relationship, being an immigrant, all this common shared experiences helped to click so much. So I couldn't be happier with this. Not to brag or anything, but we have another friend day scheduled for the next week. So just giving you the full entire update. But let me just tell you, there is so much more things I'm here to tell you on how the 7 days has been so far, and there are some interesting things that happened, so keep watching. So the interesting thing happened that I haven't thought about it until it actually happened, and it made perfect sense. Let me explain. So I've been talking to this girl for several days, actually every day. And one day it was unusually quiet, so I was like, oh, let me text her. I'm opening up my app and I am searching for our conversation history. And I'm like, this is so weird. Like, why can't I find it? We just talked yesterday. So I was scrolling all the way to the bottom and I see our conversation. I'm opening this up and I see that her profile picture is black and white. And under her name it says deleted member. I was like, oh, what happened? What happened here? I googled it and turned out that it means that a person deleted their profile. I mean, there are edge scenarios where people getting reported and got their account deleted. I don't think that was the case, but I also don't think anything outrageous happened to it, because again, what outrageous can happen to you that your Bumble BFF account gets deleted? Come on. So I suspect that she just decided to take it down and not invest any more time into it. At least that's what I keep saying myself, that it was purely her decision to do that, because I think we had a good thing going. We were having conversations pretty well, and it was purely her decision to take her account down, and has nothing to do with me. That has nothing to do with me. If you're thinking of using Bumble BFF, beware. That's the thing that sometimes happens, and it has nothing to do with you. Don't take it personal and just keep talking to other people. Moving on. Another thing that I can share with you after using Bumble BFF for 7 days, even after using it for 2 days, but after using it for 7, for sure. The tendency of some people to just having a one-sided conversations. We all love looking for them and cherish them. Not. I mean, come on. What's up with this? Honestly, you don't even need to use any app. All you need to is to just live a little to know what I'm talking about. It's this kind of people who are just happy for you to do all the heavy lifting of having a conversation going and keep it alive. I have a couple of stellar examples so far. One of which was this person messaged me saying, "Hi, how are you?" So I set up this whole profile. I put the things in my bio. I shared my interest. I put some pictures in for you to just be like, "Hey, how are you?" So, I mean, I'm on this app. How are you? Actually, in fact, I did reply to them. I was like, "I'm great. How are you?" And guess what they replied? "Great, thanks." What are we going from this? To nothing land, because I'm not keeping this. I'm not keeping this going. This is absolutely ridiculous. So, thank you for making my job easier. Letting me know what kind of person you are very quickly. So I'm just moving on. Have another example. I matched with this person, and each time when I'm matching with someone, I'm going on their profile, trying to find some things that I can start the conversation going with. I messaged her, I was like, "Oh, I noticed many beautiful pictures on your profile. Like, where do you like to travel the most?" And their reply was, "No way." I suspect that if I would ask what you like the most about Norway, they would reply something like Food. You know what? Thank you again for telling me so quickly what kind of person you are. And you're just happy to let me continue entertaining you, coming up with the questions and keep the things going. I am so not doing this. I know myself well enough, and I know that this is not something that I'm looking for. I am willing to put a heavy lifting in, but only with people who also willing to put a heavy lifting in as well. I think this is only fair. Yeah, if you consider using Bumble BFF, a heads up. This thing's also happening. Up to you if you want to keep this kind of things going. I know for myself I don't. I'm not here to warm someone up, help them to come out of their shell. No. For me, no. No, thank you, gals. No, thank you. I saved the juiciest story for you for the end. I got a date invite. Be like, that's not a juicy story, Anna, at all. We all know how the dates are being scheduled. I mean, what day works for you, what time, what place, all this, all these nuances, all this logistic. Nothing like that. I got a friend invite in the following manner. Hey, I'm meeting some friends tomorrow. Feel free to join us. Let us sing. I responded with, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you for the invite. Knowing that I have zero intention to go. I spoke to this person for a few days and the conversation wasn't particularly fruitful. It was pretty freaking dry. So saying that I was surprised would be an understatement. Not only I'm not sure if I want to meet this person alone, I definitely sure I don't want to meet this person with other randos. I find this so freaking weird and so random that I still cannot wrap my head around this. I choose to believe that intentions were good, but I just cannot shake off the feeling how freaking weird this is. I mean, was she expected? By the way, I've never heard from her since. So to me, what was the thought behind this invite? And all the weirdness aside, if you have friends that you meet on the weekends, what are you doing? Hold on to them. Unless they're not very good friends. And in this case, I don't want to be friends with them either. So that was so far the weirdest thing that happened to me since I started using the app. It's been 7 days. That was absolutely the most head-scratching incident so far. So I'll keep you updated. Some final thoughts after using Bumble BFF for 7 days now. I matched with many people in the beginning, and by now they're over 50% of the conversation that are completely not existent today. There are numerous reasons for this. Some of them you already know. People deleting their profile, has nothing to do with me. Some people just never replied to my last messages, and some conversations just naturally died off because we have nothing in common to talk about. But all of these things that happen, I consider positive, because in the end of the day, nobody wants to waste their time. Everybody want to find what this is that they're looking for. So negative results, it's also a result. I just want to add, I had a few people who were very eager to meet. They were like, oh, we live in nearby. Let's absolutely do that. Like, tell me what days work for you. And I would tell them, and they would just stop replying to me. Is this the time to start taking it personally? No. One of these people I talked actually in the end of September, so I mean, we'll see if they're gonna come around. I'll record an update, see how they're gonna go. I have a few nice conversations going. I definitely match with less people now, but this is by design because I want to focus on people I already matched with and see if there are opportunities out there. And as people falling off, it becoming clearer and clearer for me what is it that I'm looking for. I have another friend date scheduled for this upcoming weekend, and I'll record how that's gonna go. Other than this, I will let you know if there are any new, interesting, or freaky thing that I'll stumble upon. That's it. Stay tuned.